stood up. We could go, knock on the door nice and polite, and ask if he's the man. I nodded. That might work. We walked across the lawn. I was dressed in dark jeans, long-sleeved black turtleneck, navy Kevlar vest, and red Keds. I had my curly, shoulder-length brown hair tied in a ponytail, tucked under a navy ball cap. I wore my 5-shot .38 Smith & Wesson Chiefs Special in a black nylon webbed hip holster with cuffs and a defense spray wedged into the back of the belt. Ranger rapped on the front door to the house. When no one answered, I stepped to the side and unholstered my revolver, standard procedure for the backup partner. In my case, it was more or less an empty gesture. I religiously go to the range to practice, but I still harbor an irrational fear of guns. Most of the time, I keep my little Smith & Wesson empty of bullets so I won't accidentally blast the toes off my foot. On the one occasion I'd had to shoot somebody, I'd been so flustered I'd forgotten to take my gun out of my pocketbook before pulling the trigger. I wasn't eager to repeat the performance. Ranger rapped again, with more force. Fugitive apprehension agent, open the door! This drew a response, and the door was opened, not by Julia Sinetta or Kenny Mancuso, but by Joe Morelli, a Trenton Police Department plainclothesman. We all stood silent for a moment, everyone surprised to see everyone else. Ranger finally pointed to the driveway. That's your truck. Yeah, I just got it. Ranger nodded. Good-looking vehicle. Morelli and I were both from the Burg, a blue-collar chunk of Trenton where dysfunctional drunks were still called bums, and only pansies went to Jiffy Lube for an oil change. Morelli had a long history of taking advantage of my naivete. I'd recently had the opportunity to even the score, and now we were in a period of reevaluation, both of us jockeying around for position. I saw Julia peeking at us from behind Morelli. So what happened, Julia? I thought Kenny was supposed to stop around tonight. Yeah, right, like he ever does anything he says. Did he call? No call, nothing. He's probably with Denise Bartolowski. Why don't you go knock on her stupid door? Ranger stayed stoic, but I knew he was smiling inside. I'm out of here. Don't like to get involved in these domestic unpleasantries. Morelli had been watching me. He had his hands shoved into his jeans pockets. What happened to your hair? It's under my hat. Very sexy. Morelli thought everything was sexy. Julia started to